The dragons had lived where the land was harsh and the soil cracked beneath each step. Komodo, Rinca, and Flores Islands, forged from fire, had become their sanctuaries. Here, water was scarce, shade precious, and every breath carried the scent of dust and salt. Under the dry heat of day, the dragons had often retreated into burrows or shaded mounds to conserve strength. They were creatures of heat, their blood warmed by the sun, their lives dictated by its rise and fall. When dawn came, they emerged slowly, soaking the warmth upon their scales, awakening muscles built for endurance. They had no need to rush. The island itself moved at their pace. The way of the hunter. Hunting was never a chase of speed. The dragon's power came from stillness, from knowing when to move and when to wait. Each morning they wandered across dry plains and forest edges, tongues flicking to taste invisible trails carried by the wind. A scent of carrion, the faint trace of a wounded animal, or even the smallest hint of decay could lead them across kilometers of terrain. When they found food, they did not hurry. Their jaws, armed with backward curved teeth, tore through flesh with ease. Their saliva carried venom that slowly weakened their prey, a gift of nature honed by survival itself. Even when they fed, there was order. The largest dragon always ate first. Others waited, patient, silent, watching for their turn. And when the feast ended, what remained was taken by the smallest of the island's scavengers. Nothing was wasted. But what makes the Komodo dragon truly extraordinary lies beneath the skin. Its saliva, once thought to be laced with deadly bacteria, is instead infused with venom glands. This venom thins blood, lowers pressure, and causes shock. Science only uncovered this truth in the 21st century, a reminder that even in our modern age, nature holds secrets beyond imagination. Its bite force, though not the strongest, is amplified by cunning and endurance. It can consume up to 80% of its body weight in one meal. A deer, a wild boar, even water buffalo all fall before its relentless appetite. The art of survival. Life on the islands demanded discipline. The Komodo dragon had learned to endure long periods without food or water. A single large meal could sustain it for weeks, even months. When hunger called, it relied on memory and instinct, knowing the paths that led to shade, the ridges where prey often wandered, and the water holes that remained hidden through the dry season. Their tongues and keen sense of smell were their maps. The dragons were also swimmers. Though their heavy bodies seemed bound to land, they could cross short stretches of sea, gliding between islands with quiet determination. No boundary truly contained them. The social order of solitude. The dragons had no pack, no family, no tribe. They lived alone, crossing each other's paths only in moments of conflict or mating. Each dragon ruled a silent territory, invisible yet respected. Encounters between adults were brief and filled with tension. A sideways glare, a raised head, or a lash of the tail. These were their warnings. If one refused to yield, a brief struggle followed, claws clashing, tails whipping, scales tearing. And when dominance was established, silence returned. The loser withdrew. The victor stood unmoved, reclaiming the dust that was his domain. Even in solitude, they communicated through scent trails, tongue flicks, and posture. It was a quiet society, ancient and precise. the mother's instinct. When the breeding season came, the air grew tense with purpose. Males wandered wider, following the scent of females. Their courtship was not gentle, it was a battle of endurance. The stronger male often earned the right to mate, while the defeated returned to the wild alone. The female then became guardian of a hidden future. She dug deep burrows and laid her eggs in one secret chamber, sometimes creating several false nests to protect them. For months, she guarded them fiercely, driving away intruders with violent strikes of her tail. When the hatchlings broke free, her duty ended. She did not follow, nor mourn. The young were left to the island to live or to vanish. Those who climbed to the trees would see another sunrise. Those who lingered on the ground would not. Thus, the cycle turned, unbroken, unchanged. The wisdom of the old. The older dragons bore the marks of time-missing scales, scars along the jaws, broken claws. Yet their gaze carried calm authority, as though the island itself moved through them. They hunted little, fed slowly, and spent hours resting in the heat. Each breath was measured, every flick of the tongue a quiet meditation. Their venom, unseen but powerful, once stirred legends among islanders, stories of dragons that could kill with a single touch, whose breath brought death. But truth hid deeper still. The dragon's saliva carried venom that slowed the heart and weakened the blood. It was not rage that made them deadly, it was nature's quiet design. And when one struck, the story of its meal had already been written. Shadows of extinction. But this ancient ruler walks a narrow line between survival and oblivion. Fewer than 4,000 remain. Their islands shrink, their food dwindles, and human footprints grow larger every year. Climate change brings rising seas that threaten to drown their homeland. Tourism brings fascination and danger. Even a creature that survived the fall of the dinosaurs may not survive the rise of man. Yet the Komodo dragon endures adapting, observing, waiting. For it knows what time has taught it best. Patience is power. Legacy of the dragon. In the slow beat of their hearts and the shimmer of their scales lived a story of endurance. A reminder that not all power roars, and not all strength conquers. For the Komodo dragon, survival had never been a struggle. It had been a way of life. A timeless rhythm, steady, silent, and eternal.